Hey everybody, it's Steve here. Welcome back to The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. In the last episode, we did a whole lot of collecting and upgrading. In this episode, we're heading into the third dungeon, the Tower of Hera. In it, we're going to find the Moon Pearl, which is the item of the dungeon, and we're going to also face the most ridiculous boss in the game. Another interesting thing about the magic mirror is that if you use it inside of a dungeon, that's the wrong button, you get warped back to the beginning. So it can be kind of handy for traversing dungeons. If you have to backtrack, you might as well just use the mirror to get back. We're also going to be playing with Sahasrara. What do you have to say? That's exactly what I just told everyone, that you can use the magic mirror in a dungeon. Anyway, here's the map. Take a look at it. You'll see that there are 6 floors, but they're all just like one room, so because this is after all the Tower of Hera. So again, it's really straightforward. Heading up to the upper left here first, what we're looking for coming this way is the big key. Here's those floor tiles again. We were able to avoid them in the second dungeon. Here we've got to just deal with them. It's time consuming. They just seem to keep coming forever, but you just gotta wait it out. Yeah, we're also going to be playing around with those switches that change the blue and orange floor tiles from raising and lowering. Best advice would be to make sure that by the time you get to the end of the dungeon that the orange ones are down, basically. And you'll find out why in a bit. As long as we're sitting here waiting, Moldorm, the boss of this... oh, well, we're done already. The boss of this dungeon is not only the most annoying boss in the game, he's one of the most annoying bosses in the entire Zelda series. There's a few little tips and tricks. Well, one, I shouldn't say a few, there's really just one that I can think of to use against him, but really even that I find to be very finicky, and it doesn't seem to work all the time. Really? No. Oh, okay. Why do I even fight Stalfos? Why do I even bother? Because God, they're terrible. I really am horrible. Like I said last time, and I don't recall being this bad, but maybe it's either because I'm aware that little record light is blinking over there. Anyway, we got the big key, or the other option, which I've kind of come to think about lately, is that maybe I'm just getting older, and my skills just aren't what they used to be. Do I want those to change? I don't think I want those to change. No, because I want the orange ones down. Yeah, I just feel like maybe I'm just getting older and my skills aren't what they once were, and my reflexes and my timing is just not what it was when I was a younger lad. Anyway, these little guys are kind of tough, especially the red versions. They take a gazillion hits with your sword. Your best bet is to knock them down the pit if you can. These little star tiles on the floor will kind of switch the layout of those holes in the floor. Just kind of be careful with it. This time you have to hit it because, as you can see, we can't progress until we do. More of these guys. These guys are very bumpy too. If they hit you, they kind of knock you back and they can knock you down the pits. And honestly, it's just not worth it. I don't know. So I don't know why I'm even bothering fighting this guy, but I'm going to anyway. See, now we have to switch this, but before we leave, we want to switch it back. You already have the boomerang equipped. I do that a lot too. I'll like go into the inventory to equip an item that I already have equipped. It's just not paying attention, basically. These little guys here are like the mini versions of the boss, and it makes me hate them just as much. Over here we got the compass. Not that at this point you really need it, but I always grab it. Above that area where the compass is the item, but it is completely surrounded by a pit, and we can't get to it, which means the only way to get to it is to drop to it. Oh, sometimes I don't know why I bother even trying to deal with the enemies, just avoid them. But where's the nobility in that? Where's the heroism in that? Well, I don't know, sometimes... Isn't that a quote that it's like nobler to run away sometimes from your... I don't know. Anyway, here's the Moon Pearl. This will stop Link from turning into a bunny when he's in the Dark World. And since we're going to be spending a lot of time there for the rest of the game, gotta have it. Because you don't want to be running around as a bunny for the rest of the game. So that's it, all that's left of this boss. This is why I said to keep the orange tiles down, because all of these pots have hearts. The boss can knock you back down here, and if you do have that happen to you, then you can just refill from the stack of hearts here, the stash of hearts. But here he is, it's Moldorm. The battlefield is surrounded by pits. He can knock you off the pits. Every time he does, his health resets. And there we go. There we go already. You have to hit him 6 times in the tail only. That's the only place you can hit him. And like I said, his health resets every time you get knocked down. So you've got to restart the fight every time you get back up. The only tip I can think of that sometimes works is if you charge your sword while you're facing him, he won't knock you back as far. Or you can just kind of do that, because I think his head's the only thing that hurts you. Either I was just kind of like standing like on his body, and it's nothing. I didn't get hurt. Okay, come on. He gets faster every time you hit him too. All right. I didn't expect perfection here on this. I mean, every time is different. There's times where I beat him the first try. There's times where it takes 10 tries, and everywhere in between. So I really can't predict how long this is going to take. You will stop knocking me back. You, Moldorm, I hate you. You're the worst boss of the Zelda series. And, God, you bitch! Okay, I will not rage. I will not rage. With serenity now, like Frank Costanza. Serenity now. I hope this I just don't want this to take way too many tries. It's embarrassing is what it is. I mean, I don't think anyone will fault me. Oh, are you... Come on, man. I mean... Well, I guess it's better to be knocked down, you know, right off the bat than get him down to like the last hit and then get knocked down, because that's just even more frustrating. I will not edit, though. I've always said I don't like to edit my videos. I don't like to cut things out, because that's the whole idea of watching somebody play a game, is to watch them play the game, not watch some edited version of it. Alright. I don't want to get too close to him, but then at the same time, I kind of waste my charge shot. Okay, this is it. This is it. Fuck you! I apologize for my language. Not that I've always found that language is one of those things where it's like, I think especially in this day and age, get over it. If anyone has a problem with words, and that's all they are is words, if anyone has a problem with a word, that's pretty sad to me. Oh, come on! Alright, I've got to stop talking about it, but my point is that a word is a word, and if it's offensive to anyone, it's just a word. And I'll never apologize for that. I've got a gutter mouth, and I know it. I tone it down in these videos, because there's really no reason. I don't like to abuse cursing. You know, I'll do it when I feel it's appropriate, or when it's a way of releasing of emotion, but I would certainly never be offended by a word. It's just stupid. Moldorm, I will end you. Now I don't even know what hit we're on now at this point. Is that 4? I think that's 5. Yeah, he's getting all batshit crazy now. Come here, come here. Yes! Okay. I'm sorry for getting so emotional about this. Oh my god. Anger and... Oh, okay, anyway. He's gone. That's it. Like I said, every time I fight him, it's a crapshoot. You know, sometimes it goes fine, sometimes it doesn't. This time it didn't. I chalk it up to the fact that I'm recording and the fact that I'm just getting older, I think. Anyway, there's our final pendant, which means that we have now proven ourselves worthy of having the Master Sword. And you know what? Let's go get it. I was going to stop the video at the end of the dungeon like I have been, but no. Let's just go get the Master Sword, because that will make me feel better after the horrors of Moldorm. Quick way back out is to go through this cave. It's just 2 screens and you'll be out. Then we're going to head into the Lost Woods and use our 3 pendants to claim the Master Sword. And I will feel much better about everything. You can like dash down here, but if you do, just be warned. You have to stop before the end because you'll get knocked back into that pit if you don't. We're also going to pass by some characters up here that we're going to run into. Well, we're not going to run into them, they're going to be gone later. That's these guys saw on this tree. Everyone says yo in this game, which was a thing back in the day. Yo, and I guess do people still say yo? I don't know. But that was a thing back, you know, around the time that this game came out. Up here is another little mini game. I'm not going to do it, but I just want to show you that's where it is if you want. Like I said before, I'm not a gambler. There's little like fake master swords around, like that one that was up in the upper left there. They kind of trick you into thinking, oh hey, here's the master sword, when it's really not. This is back where we got the magic mushroom earlier in the game. If you just come on up through here and just keep going up, well, just keep following the kind of linear path here. Back up to the top. And here's what I need right now, this peaceful meadow with animals frolicking. Anyway, claim the master sword. If this doesn't give you chills every time. I just had to be quiet there for a moment. It's just one of those iconic moments in the game. Anyway, so Shashala talks to us. And it's extraordinary that we won the master sword. It makes evil retreat. He believes that we can deflect the wizard's evil powers. That's kind of a telling sentence right there. Deflect his powers. And he begs us to please, you know, save the world. Such a burden. Anyway, I'm going to stay here amongst the animals and relax for now and calm down, and I will see everyone next time for The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past.